what else do you want us to know? Really, I think a lot of people were heartbroken at this jury verdict, and
That's the wrong takeaway. I don't want people to be
okay,
heartbroken
help us.
over it. I want people to understand why it happened,
Okay.
because then you can get out of the trap. So there's a macro trap that we have bought into in this country, and it's under the idea of collectivism. So collectivism means we've got to do things for the good of the population, for the good versus the good of the individual. Well, God is an individualist. The collectivism idea is that how they do this, and you see it subtly. Once you're awake to this idea, you'll see it all over the place. So they'll tell you, well, we got to balance the budget. And now there's 135 million people on Medicare and Medicaid. And so then, it's out of control. It's cost $5 trillion a year, over 50% of the budget. Well, we have a fiat currency. There's no such thing as a balanced budget. That's a complete lie. But they do this because then the way they get through it is by rationing care. So in Obamacare is buried the satanic principle of non-contributing members of society do not deserve medical care. So the disabled and the elderly are the non-contributing members of society. So collectivism means if you're non-contributing, you don't deserve the same thing as a contributing member of society.
Mm-hmm.
So once you see that, you start seeing, the puzzle pieces come together. And what I would encourage everybody to do then is realize, what did we turn over? God gave us complete freedom. What did we turn over to the state in exchange for peace and safety? God warns us in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, to not be duped by peace and safety. We get duped by it all the time. And I'll just give you a very simple example, and then I'm going to share it in terms of medical. So when 9/11 happened, what happened? It created a fear. Our country's being attacked. So then what was the solution? Peace and safety. We all accepted the Patriot Act as a nation, and we gave up our right to not be monitored 24/7 for peace and safety. So God tells us we always do this because we're lazy and we don't want to be accountable. That's our sinful nature. Well, we did it again with COVID. So they create this COVID pandemic. Now, of course, we know it was never a pandemic, but what did that do? Well, then everybody has a fear, and then they give us peace and safety, the bioweapon jab. Okay, so that's how they pull this off. It's always this method. So once you see it, then you see, okay, how long have they been doing this? Well, they've been doing it for an awful long time. Think about, we turned over our responsibility for retirement to the state because we got Social Security. We turn over our responsibility for taking care of our medical needs to the state through, once we're 65, we get free health insurance known as Medicare. So this is a systematic process that has captured us and has us in chains. And my final message is always, when I have the chance, is that, so how do you get out of this? Well, it isn't going to be a new king. It's not going to be a new HHS secretary. They're in on it. The way we get out of this is realize we've all participated, and we've all been lazy and don't want to be accountable to some degree. And so we have to individually repent for turning over our God-given rights to the state. Once we repent, you can reclaim the ground that you lost. And, that's my message.